we're going to go ahead and delete the scratch cat. And let's start making our dress-up game. Very first thing, let's go ahead and choose a new backdrop. Let's choose something fun. So I'm going to get a new backdrop. And I'm going to get, how about a bedroom? We usually get dressed in our bedroom. I'm going to choose the bedroom 2. You can choose bedroom 1, or you can choose whatever background you want. Awesome. Now I need a sprite. Now the cool thing about Scratch is that they actually give us sprites for this specific purpose. So I'm going to look down here again where it says new sprite, guy with the hair. And I'm going to click on that right there. And I want to find people. Scroll down. And I'm going to choose Danny right there. Okay, so there's Danny. I'm going to place Danny right over here. Danny's pretty cool. He's got a Scratch Rocks poster. He's got a nice window, a mirror. Very super cool. Okay, so now we need some clothes for Danny to wear. Let's go ahead and load up some new sprites. From the library again, we need to click on Things. And I'm going to choose the glasses, Sprite Library, Things. I'm going to choose the pants or the jeans. New sprite again, Things. Maybe some dealy bobbers. I think those are cool. Sprite, Things. He doesn't have a shirt yet, so let's see. Oh, I like the flowered pattern shirt. Cool. Okay, so now we have some basic items. Now I'm going to go ahead and move them just about over here. There we go. Okay, now go ahead and click back on Danny. Now this is a dress-up game where we go ahead and we put all the stuff on Danny and we dress him up however we like. We're going to make this a little bit easier for our player, just so that if it's right here, they can actually put it on. They don't need to worry about getting it exactly right, because that can be a little bit bothersome. This is when coordinates really start to matter. Let's go ahead and take Danny and let's place him anywhere you'd want. I'm going to put him right here. And now you can see that Danny's position has automatically updated. Now, when the green flag is clicked, I want Danny to go to the same spot every single time. I don't want him to move. So I'm going to say when the green flag is clicked, Control, forever, and I'm going to say go to. Now, the cool thing about this go to block is that it automatically updates the numbers that are inside here. Okay, so you can change these numbers, but they automatically update. What that means is, if I get Danny and I move him right here, see how those numbers changed? If I take Danny and move him again, the numbers change and I don't have to update them. It automatically updates wherever I put Danny. So I'm going to put Danny, well, actually I don't need to put Danny anywhere because I can just delete these and click the green flag and he goes right back to his original position that I wanted. Let's set that up now for the other items. So I'm going to move the dealy bobbers over here. They're going to be on, let's see, how about they can be on the bed. I'm going to put the jeans right here. I'm going to put the glasses on his wardrobe and maybe the shirts on the floor. So now they're all in different positions. I'm going to click on the glasses down here and I'm going to say events when the green flag is clicked, Control, forever. Now we're going to use an if then else statement. So get if then else. And now we're going to say, if the glasses are touching Danny, anywhere on Danny, we're going to go to a specific spot. If we're not touching Danny, we're going to go back to the dresser, just so they don't get lost around the room. If sensing, light blue sensing, touching, and it says mouse pointer as default, But we can change that by clicking on the little drop-down triangle right here. Danny. If touching Danny, we're going to go to his face. So I'm going to go ahead and position them right here. Maybe a little bit further down. Okay, great. Motion, go to. And remember, that's his current position right there. So they remember what those numbers are, and they plug them in for us. Otherwise, I want them to go back to the dresser. So I'm going to click on the glasses. I'm going to put them back on the dresser. I'm going to get go to and plug it in else. Now, let's test our code and see what happens. I'm going to click the green flag. The glasses aren't moving. I'm going to take the glasses now, and I'm going to put them on Danny's foot. Oh, and they jump right back to his face. I'm going to take them off now, and let's put them on the floor. Oh, they go back to the dresser. Let's try again. I'm going to put them on Danny's face, and they snap back where I put them originally. Now, if I stop my program, and let's say I moved my glasses and I moved Danny. Well, the code says forever go to the original start position. Same thing with the glasses. Let's click the green flag. See, they snap right back where they originally were. That's just so that we don't lose any of our items and we know where everything is. So let's continue on. Now that we have the glasses, let's go to the pants, the jeans, and let's do the same thing. I like the jeans where they are, so they can kind of stay right there. That's fine. Events, when the green flag is clicked. Control, forever, if, then, else. And let's try doing this a little bit differently now. Let's go to motion, and let's say go to, and just plug that in. And now we'll go to sensing, touching mouse pointer. Remember, we want to change that to if touching, not mouse pointer, but Danny. Then we're going to go to here. Let's go ahead and move the pants first. That looks good right there. So then we go to motion, go to, plop it in right there. And see how the numbers have changed? I didn't type anything in there. They automatically updated. So let's click our green flag. Yep, it works. Put him on his face. Snap right back. Very good. One more time with the Dealy Bobbers and then the shirt. So click on the Dealy Bobbers, the headband. Let's try that again. Events, when the green flag is clicked. Control, forever, if, then, else. So let's do it over again. If, sensing, touching, not mouse pointer, but Danny, we're to go to not the bed, but his head. So we move it from the bed to his head, bed to his head, motion, go to. There we go. And if it's not touching Danny, we move it back to the bed, and then we click go to. Very good. Now let's go to the shirt, last one. Events, when the green flag is clicked. Control, forever, if, then, else. So if we are touching Danny, then we want to go to this position. Move it down, exactly. There we go, I like that shirt. Motion, go to, else, move it back to the floor, and see how it changes? Go to, there we go. And let's see if it works now. Let's see, I'm going to dress the Dealy Bobbers up, put the shirt on Danny. There we go. I think Danny's all ready for school. And that is our basic dress-up game. Go ahead and feel free to add more objects, to add more clothing,